What do your favorite moguls, entrepreneurs, business magnates, and other self-starters just like you have in common? Stay tuned to find out. No matter where in the world you are, to be successful you need certain traits and habits to jumpstart or maintain your path to success. In this video, we're going to talk about the 13 traits of highly successful people. You're probably thinking to yourself, don't you mean the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People? Well, actually, that is the title of a great book by Stephen Covey. And no, I mean the 13 traits of highly successful people. But if you were thinking that, chances are you read the book or are planning to read it, which means that you already have the first habit. A lot of people will tell you that reading is one of the most important traits that a successful entrepreneur has, and they're 100% right. There's a small caveat though. Like with anything, too much of any good thing may prove to be detrimental. Reading 100 books a month may in fact give you information overload. Instead of getting clarity on a path that you should take, you may be in fact muddying the waters. Instead of learning the right technique, skill, or fact that will catapult you to the next level of your career or life goal, you may be unlearning the very things that are already taking you down the right path. Also, what are you reading? Are you reading fiction or romance novels? If so, they are likely not going to get you onto the next step of your success journey. Maybe newspapers or magazines? Those are probably only reinforcing perspectives you already have. Self-help books? Blogs from your favorite guru? That's really only success porn, and it's not likely to really help you in any appreciable way except to waste your money and time in worthless feel-good seminars and other worthless events. The best kind of reading is reading that you can take action on now. If it doesn't inspire you to take action, then it probably is a waste of your time. If it doesn't give you a new skill or a new trait, also a waste of your time. Reading to take action leads us to number 12. Being proactive. Are you just working at your job till something better comes along? Are you in a relationship that is so-so while you're waiting for Mr. or Mrs. Right? Are you just kind of taking a wait-and-see approach with some ideas you have for a startup? Are you waiting for the market to be right to purchase real estate, stocks, other investments? If so, you're most likely exhibiting the opposite trait of being proactive. Remember, start with a goal in mind and take action until you reach said goal. And when you reach it, think of your next goal and take action on it as well. There's a time and place for contemplative inaction, and patience is a virtue and leads to many great things. But don't let that keep you from taking action to improve your circumstances. Remember, in the end, you will only have yourself to blame. Failing fast. Speaking of taking the wrong action, we all do it, and there's no way to avoid it. It's part of the learning process, so you might as well embrace it. But don't embrace it to a fault. Do it to help you grow. If you choose the wrong career, figure it out quickly and switch to the right career. Pick the wrong investment vehicle, figure that out fast and switch to the right one. Maybe you're in a bad relationship or partnership. When you know that it's bad, don't linger. Change it up for the better. But how do you know when you made the wrong decision? Well, I'm glad you asked. Be goal-oriented. To understand if you have made a bad decision, you have to know what the right decision is. To know what the right decision is, you have to determine whether or not it meets the goals that you set out to accomplish. If the decision you have made is taking you down the wrong path and moving you further away from your goals, then it's time to switch it up and find a new path to help you achieve said goal. With this, you must be ruthless and relentless. Achieving your goal must be a focus, which can sound like a conflict with number 11, fail fast. But in reality, it isn't, if you're setting your goals correctly. You should set reasonable goals for an appropriate time box. Some examples would be to get through all of your emails in the first half hour after you arrive at work. Have all of your investment choices researched thoroughly by the end of the week. Save up enough money for a down payment on a house by the end of the year, or 2 years. If you aren't on track to hit your goals in those timescales, it's time to assess and see how you can improve or if that goal is appropriate still. If your goals don't have the appropriate time period set to them, and if they're not measurable, then they're likely just wishes or happy thoughts. Those are the keys of being a goal-oriented individual. Number 9 on our list, invest first. So to have the money you need to accomplish your measured, correctly time-boxed goals, you need to invest and save. You need to spend a little to live, however. You have to set an appropriate amount of money aside to invest and to save, and also to spend, obviously. Only you know your finances. Well, you and Uncle Sam. So take an appropriate percentage of your income to set aside to invest every paycheck, as well as an appropriate amount to save. Ideally, you should have zero debt on non-growth oriented items and have a rainy day fund equivalent to 1 year of your needs-based expenses. After you have accomplished that, the rest of your money should be in an investment vehicle of some kind, and obviously your living expenses. Check out some of the many financial YouTubers for specific advice on the right investment/saving/spending ratios. I'll have some links in the description, and let us know in the comments down below if you'd like for us to make a video on that in the future. We talked about this a bit before, but patience, number 8 on our list. All things take time. There has never been anything that has occurred that has been instantaneous. Even light takes time to travel. So if you're learning a new skill, you will not master it overnight. If you're investing your money, more than likely it will not double overnight, over the next 2 weeks, or even over a 5-year period. But be patient and see your decisions through to the end. Remember, patience doesn't mean inaction. Patience means seeing a decision through to the end. It also doesn't mean sticking to a bad decision after you realize you've made a mistake, just to see it through. Please see number 11 on our list for more information on that one. Patience is not giving up on the correct course of action for yourself. It's about putting in the time to learn a skill. Following up when the answer is no. Finishing the journey when your legs are tired. Well, waiting for the payoff is key in any investment. The same is true for everything else, and learning to be patient is the key. Number 7 on our list, curiousness. Our world is so vastly complex and our options are so vast. No one person has it all figured out. But if you maintain a curious and inquisitive nature, you will constantly learn and improve your knowledge and understanding of everything around you. Being curious could lead you to research the latest and greatest technologies, finding why company X has been so successful or why company Y failed. That knowledge can lead you to take the right action for yourself and your business, in combinations with traits 13 and 12. Curiousness is an indicator of a lifelong learner, and lifelong learners are typically the most successful individuals. If you have all the traits enumerated up until this point, chances are you're probably going to be quite successful. But don't let that go to your head. If you do, you might not stick around for the other 5 traits, and you can miss all the gems. If you remain humble, you will overcome the natural hubris that accompanies success. Humility is realizing that there is always room for improvement, and that you always have something to learn, even from the most unlikely of sources. Number 5 on our list, confidence. Confidence is the knowledge that you can accomplish what you set out to do. Cockiness, confidence's evil twin, is the misguided belief that you have more skills than you really do. If you have the first trait, you will likely never fail. If you have the second trait, you are most certainly doomed to failure. Time management. Kind of a boring one, but good time management can take someone who is marginal talent and skill and turn them into a high performer. And it can also take someone with a lot of talent and turn them into a real superstar. Time management is about categorizing the tasks that you need to do and taking action on important yet non-urgent items first. Things like your health, assignments at your job, working on that idea that you're always thinking about. Focusing on these items and not necessarily the urgent, hair-on-fire items are always going to put you in a position to have your work done first. And then you can focus on injects from other people, hallway walk-up conversations, and things of that nature. If you take the opposite approach and commit your time to leisure activities first, you're likely to find yourself in a position where you depend on others to take care of your basic needs. There are plenty of resources online that can help explain great time management even further. Be sure to check them out. I should have some links in the description. Number 3 on the list, being able to walk away. Being able to walk away from a transaction that doesn't benefit you and the person you're transacting with is another key skill that can catapult you into success. Learning how to recognize opportunities that represent win-wins for both parties will not only get you the things that you want, desire, and need, but it will also help you win influence and friendships, as well as lifelong trusted partners and advisors. This skill is not necessarily easy to master, and walking away from a deal that benefits only you is one of the hardest things to do in life. Remember, it's relatively easy to walk away from a deal that is detrimental to you. But if you can master this skill, the sky is the limit. The abundance mentality. Number 2 on our list. There is a widespread misconception among most people of the world, and it crosses all languages and barriers, nationalities and races, creeds and political persuasions. That misconception is that in order for me to win, you have to lose. That is simply not true. The fact is that there are so many opportunities out there that literally everyone can win, and no one has to lose. You have to see it though, and you have to believe that. Sadly, even after listening to this, many will not agree. And the number 1 trait of highly successful people: integrity. Integrity is doing the right thing when no one is watching, when you will not be rewarded, heralded, or even recognized, when there is no possibility of anyone ever finding out that you made the right decision or chose the right action. It is about doing what you said you would do, every time, without question, without a written contract, without a verbal contract, without even a handshake. It's about following through and making sure that your word is bond. Some argue that there are many successful people who exhibit the opposite trait, dishonesty. Well, if you think about it, being successful is about accomplishing your goals. If you use subterfuge and deceit to achieve your goal, did you truly reach it? Or in reality, have you accomplished a different goal? Keep in mind, in the end, you only have yourself to blame. What are your thoughts on this list? How many of these traits do you possess? Are you working on acquiring any of them? Do you think this list is all just a bunch of bull hockey? Let us know down in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell for more great content from BTP Fusion.